These days, it almost feels like you need to have some sort of advanced degree in Easter egg hiding to qualify to make comic book films. The sheer volume of references hidden in jokes and secrets has swollen to the point where actually watching films normally occasionally takes a backseat to combing through them for signs that the directors love the source material as much as us nerds. That counts almost doubly for the current crop of DC films, for which Zack Snyder seems to have made it an overarching manifesto to stuff as many secrets and Easter eggs in as possible. As such, I'm Ben from Whatculture, and here are 12 incredibly obscure DC movie Easter eggs. Number 12. Bob Kane was here. Batman 89. The first Batman film was probably the best at channeling the gothic spirit of the comics, and there's a very early homage to the source that proves Tim Burton pays his dues. When Alexander Knox is heckled by his disbelieving colleagues, an artist hands him a drawing of the Batman in order to compound his public shaming, and the caricature carries the signature of Batman's co-creator, Bob Kane, who was initially supposed to appear as the artist. Number 11. Lois's parents' cameo. Superman. In the opening act of the first Superman live-action film, when Clark Kent is racing a train, he sees the family of a little girl who it later transpires is Lois Lane in one of the carriages. Beside her, her mother is played by Noel Neill and her father is Kirk Allen, the first actors to play Lois Lane and Superman respectively on screen in the 1948 Superman serial. As it happens, Neill would also go on to play Lois Lane in the 1950s TV show before reappearing for a cameo in Superman Returns as Lex Luthor's wife, Gertrude Vanderwerf. Number 10. Lego Batman's Pulp Fiction gag. The Lego Batman movie is chock full of Easter eggs and references, establishing a deep, knowledgeable love for the source material. The best Easter egg hidden in there comes when Commissioner Gordon suggests hiring a team of villains to stop the Joker and his Phantom Zone buddies. As well as saying it's a terrible idea as a knowing swipe at Suicide Squad, Batman's response about heroic teams mentions Fox Force 5, the team of badass girls who were to be the stars of the pilot Uma Thurman's Mia Wallace shot in Pulp Fiction. That was a tough sentence. Number 9. Weisinger Primary School. Man of Steel. DC likes to make fans work for their Easter egg finds. We ain't found particularly since the dawn of the DCEU, and this Man of Steel Superman reference definitely qualifies in those terms. In Martha Kent's photo album, there's a shot of Clark Kent winning a medal at the school science fair next to his beaming father. The wall behind the happy pair reveals a sign for Weisinger Primary School, a location of some importance to Superman lore. The school is named in dedication to legendary Superman editor Mort Weisinger, who oversaw the Silver Age Superman of the 1950s and 60s. Number 8. The Bat Credit Card. Batman and Robin. Obviously, Joel Schumacher's decision to include the Bat credit card is widely cited as one of those unforgivable goofs that got him kicked out of the Batman director's chair. He's dying! Ended Batman Unchained's chances of being made and killed the franchise for 8 years. Good job. And yes, it makes no sense that a man seeking to withhold his identity would sign up for a credit card, but it's still fun all the same. Right, guys? Right? Guys, plus there's a nice little Easter egg in there. The expiry date on the card reads forever, in honor of the film that came before this monstrosity.
Oh, okay. Whee!
Number 7. The 60s Batman references in The Dark Knight Rises. Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy might not have been the most heavily steeped in Batman comic book lore, mostly because the director consciously chose to make a different kind of superhero film, but there are a few notable nods to the history of the Dark Knight on page and screen. One of the best comes in The Dark Knight Rises when John Blake and Bruce Wayne meet for the first time. Behind the idealistic cop with the ridiculous detective skills, there's a shelf that not only contains the iconic bright red bat phone from the 1960s TV show, but also the bronze bust of Shakespeare, which hides the button used to open a secret door to the Batcave. Number 6. Keep Calm. Man of Steel. Man of Steel is an Easter egg hunter's dream, with references to Zack Snyder's past work, including the high school American football team being called the Smallville Spartans, to wider Superman and DC lore. Easily the cheekiest came courtesy not of Snyder, but of one of the effects team members. In the background of one scene, a poster reading "Keep Calm and Call Batman" can just about be spotted on the wall, which is funny because that's what Warner Brothers ended up doing to try and salvage the universe. Number 5. Ozymandias' hidden porn. Watchmen. Despite the fact that Matthew Good's Ozymandias is presented as a sort of asexual creature who would be completely above disgusting carnal acts, there are a couple of Easter eggs in Watchmen that suggest otherwise. First, when Night Owl and Rorschach hack into his computer, there's a blink and you'll miss it sighting of a folder rather tantalizingly called Boys. And if that's too subtle, Adrian is later seen watching multiple TV screens at once, and alongside Tweety Pie and Marvin the Martian, Apple's 1984 TV ad, Rambo, and the 300 Spartans, it's some straight-up real-life porn. Good lad. Number 4. The Spawn reference. The Dark Knight. Though the Spawn film was rather terrible, it did give the world Michael Jai White, who would later go on to appear in The Dark Knight as Gambol, the Gotham mob boss who dies at the end of the Joker's knife after he delivers his iconic "Why So Serious" monologue. But that role gave him and Christopher Nolan an opportunity to pay homage to Spawn. When the Joker first appears to propose killing the Batman, Gambol is easily riled up by him and shouts,
Enough from the clown!
which is the exact same line he delivers in Spawn regarding memorable clown villain Violator. Number 3. Aaron Smolinski. You probably don't know the name, but Aaron Smolinski was the first actor credited as Clark Kent in a feature film, in a roundabout sort of way. He played the infant Clark who emerges from the Kansas crash site, but he's also in a couple of other Superman films as a mark of his important role in the formation of the franchise. He reappears uncredited in Superman 3 as the little boy waiting outside when Clark Kent changes into Superman, and then more notably, he appeared as a communications officer in Man of Steel for the scene in which Superman meets Earth's armies. Number 2. The Hillside Gang. Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad director David Ayer is a fan of putting references to his own films, whether through casting his friends and frequent collaborators or using Easter eggs. In Suicide Squad, for instance, he has the Joker use the same golden gun seized by Michael Peña's character in End of Watch, and in a similar fashion he puts a big nod back to Training Day in there too. In Diablo's backstory, it's revealed that he was a member of the Hillside Gang, which is the same gang that Alonzo tries to hire to kill Hoyt in Training Day. Number 1. The Joker's familiar tools. Batman 89. Hollywood loves to recycle props and sets, and for a long time before sets in blockbuster films were mostly rendered with CGI, it was fun spotting familiar details from other films in the background. And that pleasure can be found in Tim Burton's Batman, in the scene that sees an unfortunate surgeon tasked with rebuilding the Joker's face. The shoddy-looking surgical tools he relies on are exactly the same ones used in Steve Martin's sadistic dentist on Bill Murray in Little Shop of Horrors, which came out 3 years earlier. As an added reference, Jack Nicholson appeared in place of Murray in the original 1960 version of the film. So, there's a connection there. It's fun.
Whee!
And that's our list. Are there any other examples of sneaky and subtle DC Easter eggs we missed off? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Ben from Whatculture, and thanks for watching.
Oh, hello there. I'm billionaire philanthropist, not Bruce Wayne. And as you may have heard, we've actually started up a Whatculture comics channel. Oh, that's better. Where you can go for all the comics lists, all the comics news, and all the comics discussion. So go and subscribe to Whatculture Comics for loads of amazing comics coverage.